great borough of Westchester. Thank you so much. We are delighted that you are all here today. Welcome to Westchester. We are here today to stand up for human rights and women's rights. The right to choose, yes, and the right to reproductive privacy. Yes. These rights were given to us by the Constitution, written by men who were aware of the dangers of bringing religion into politics. We had a really good series of chants. My favorite one is the reminder to vote. And we're voting pro-choice because this is pro-America. This is America. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Darrell Steinberg, who is the President and CEO of Planned Parenthood, Southeastern Pennsylvania, who's going to talk with us about these rights and the importance to vote. Darrell is here today speaking on behalf of Planned Parenthood Votes and Planned Parenthood Pennsylvania PAC. Please give a warm Westchester welcome to Darrell Steinberg.
For having us here in Westchester, and thank you, Helena. It's not, is it on?
It's on.
I'm talking, oh, we got it, hold it. All right, thank you, Mayor Comita, for welcoming us to Westchester. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Philomena. I know you'll be back too. I'm Dale Steinberg, and I'm here on behalf of Planned Parenthood Votes and Planned Parenthood Pennsylvania PAC. And the podium's falling apart. We plan these things. She's got my back. Planned Parenthood Action Fund has hit the road with its largest ever campaign effort. We're here today to welcome the Women Are Watching bus tour. And we're here to ensure that voters know exactly what's at stake for women's health in November. We know that women and communities would be harmed by policies that Romney and Ryan support, and we're ensuring that our voices are heard across America. No other organization in this country sees 3 million patients a year for health care, and you know what? For so many of the women that we see, a family planning center like Planned Parenthood is the only health care visit they'll have all year. They come for birth control, they also come for breast exams, cancer screenings, STD tests and treatments. Yet we've seen an unrelenting attack on women and young people's abilities to go to Planned Parenthood for basic preventive care. And the more we learn about Mitt Romney's positions, yeah, maybe he doesn't know his name either. Doesn't really have a center, does he? But the more we learn about his new positions, the more troubled we are by his candidacy. And he's made his intentions lately very clear by stating that he would, oh, Planned Parenthood, we'll just get rid of that. Have you heard him say that? Denying millions of women access to birth control and cancer screening. He's also committed to overturn Roe versus Wade and end safe, legal abortion. No. And to end the nation's family planning program that serves more than 5 million women each year. If that weren't enough, Romney then doubled down against women's health by choosing Paul Ryan as a running mate. Hiss loudly. Congressman Ryan is he's the real deal, and he's shown his intentions through both his votes and his sponsorships. He voted to end funding for Planned Parenthood before Congress. He believes Roe should be overturned and wants to ban abortion with no exceptions for rape, for incest, or for the life of a woman. He also seeks to narrow the definition of rape to become forcible rape. He signed on as a co-sponsor to a personhood amendment which would grant full constitutional rights to a fertilized egg, the woman be damned, and it could also ban some forms of birth control. His efforts to overhaul Medicaid would undermine women's health, and his proposed budget, the Ryan Plan that we've all heard about, repeals the Affordable Care Act, denying care to millions across the country. No. Romney and Ryan are out of touch, wrong for women, and wrong for America. In a few minutes, Sari Stevens will talk about Pennsylvania and the fact that our legislature has made gutting women's health and rights one of its top priorities. Now we have the added disgrace of the voter identification law, as the House Majority Leader himself revealed it as a thinly veiled effort to ensure a Romney-Ryan win in this state in November. But you know what we know? We know that each time our opponents come after us, we get more support. When you knock us down, we come back strong. Planned Parenthood really is the ultimate big tent. We're Democrats, we're independents, and we are Republicans too, because we believe that women's health care does not come with any kind of political label, and that politicians should not be making health care decisions for us.
Hear, hear.
This November, the future of women's health hangs in the balance, and women are watching, and women are listening, and women are speaking, and women are voting. Women will be 53% of the vote in 2012, and women's issues will be deciding elections all over the country, so what happens next is up to us. Don't ever forget that we have the power to protect our health and rights, and we have the will to determine our future. These issues are human issues, they're not political issues, they define our civility, they're essential, they're fundamental, and we will prevail with clear heads. Those who depend on us are counting on us. We're not allowed to let them down. And we're not about to let them down. So thank you. And I'm going to introduce to you next Joy Britcliffe, who serves as a certified registered nurse practitioner for many years for different Planned Parenthoods. Right now, she's working out of Westchester, serving thousands of women in this community. Joy's going to talk to you, fill you in on her thoughts about the upcoming election.
Thank you very much. And I may repeat a few things that Dale has said, but my name again is Joy Britcliffe, and I'm a clinician at Planned Parenthood of Southeastern Pennsylvania in the Westchester office. We're on the front lines here. We're on the front lines here in Pennsylvania. I see women who come for affordable, high-quality health care, not because they want to make a political statement. I see firsthand how folks in our community are being hurt by politicians that attack women's health. The cost of birth control each year is equivalent to 5 weeks of groceries for a family of 4, 9 tanks of gas in a minivan, or 1 semester of college textbooks. But the cost of neglecting women's health by cutting funding for Planned Parenthood and for the nation's family planning program, as Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan have vowed to do, they are steep for families, like the cost of cancer caught late and the cost of unintended pregnancy. Every dollar invested in family planning saves taxpayers nearly $4. Currently, unintended pregnancy are already costing the United States $11 billion a year. Yet, Romney and Paul want to eliminate funding for programs that prevent unintended pregnancies. I know what's at stake this November for many of the women that I talk to every day. They tell me they're worried about what will happen if Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan get in office. They're worried about their health and the health of their families. That's why November is so important. For a lot of women, as Dale said, the only doctor they see all year is Planned Parenthood for their GYN visit. Every year, nearly 3 million people visit a Planned Parenthood center. Last year, Planned Parenthood performed nearly 750,000 clinical breast exams. When an abnormality is detected, we arrange for mammogram referrals at low cost or no cost. And that's what Mitt Romney wants to get rid of. The contrast between President Obama and Mitt Romney could not be starker when it comes to our health care and the health care of the folks that I see. Barack Obama has fought to expand health care coverage to millions of women and their families through the Affordable Care Act and protected funding for the services. And protected funding for the services so many women who come to Planned Parenthood rely on. He's also ensured that birth control, which is both an economic and a medical issue, is covered by insurance companies and at 100%. That has an incredible impact on the women we see every day. That is huge, and that's why he needs our support. I'm extremely worried because the Romney-Ryan plan would have a real-life negative impact on the women that come to see me every day. The bottom line is that access to birth control and cancer screenings are basic economic issues for patients and their families. That's why we've got to take matters in our own hands, get ramped up, and protect our access to health care. And that's why we need to get out and vote for folks like President Obama, who's a champion of women's health. And thank you very much. And now we're going to be hearing from Alex, who is an intern with Planned Parenthood from southeastern Pennsylvania.
Hi everyone, thank you for coming to support Planned Parenthood Action Fund's bus tour. My name is Alex. Thanks. I'm an undergraduate at Vassar College majoring in Science, Technology, and Society. I'm from Philadelphia and I'm here today because I'm so worried about my future and the future of our country. Throughout the past few months, as we draw closer to the November election, I've become increasingly concerned about the things I see, read, and hear from Mitt Romney and his campaign. His campaign and the leadership of the GOP are on a mission to deny women the health care that we need. GOP leadership is determined to turn back the clock on the right to contraception, the right to choose, our very right to preventive care from the State House to the White House. These are rights that generations before us, our mothers and our grandmothers, demanded and fought for. They were responsible for helping all women obtain the right to important health services and ultimately the right to choose what to do with their own bodies. We have been lucky over the past 4 years to have a president who has been committed to expanding access to important health care for millions of women and students. Because of President Obama's leadership, healthcare expansion has become a reality. I benefit today by being able to stay on my parents' health insurance until I'm 26. With President Obama in office, I know I won't have to worry about not having health insurance or access to health care when I leave school. Right now, I know that I'm lucky because I can always turn to Planned Parenthood's health centers to get the necessary access to preventive care that I need. But I dread what the future will look like if Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan get to the White House. The Romney-Ryan plan for America would turn back the clock on all the progress that we have made in the last 4 years. They say they will cut funding for Planned Parenthood's health centers, the nation's family planning program, and that they support things like the so-called personhood bill. They will deny thousands of women the care that they count on. We want a future where everyone can be successful, work hard, and not have to worry about where they can turn for health care. That's why I'm here today talking to you, because so much is at stake in this election for young people, and especially young women. We all need to vote so that our voices can be heard. We can't let future generations down.
Thank you, Alex.
Thanks, Alex. And now I want to introduce Sari Stevens, who's Executive Director of the Planned Parenthood Pennsylvania Advocates. And Sari's going to talk to you about what's going to be happening in our state over the next 79 days, our efforts, and please give a warm welcome to the irrepressible Sari Stevens.